Hey guys, I wanted to talk about something that I worked very hard on with my teacher for a few weeks. I meant to make this video about a month ago, so I've really been putting it off. Maybe 2 months? Oh man, I don't know. Okay, so it concerns my touch and my tone. I'll be using the first Beethoven sonata as an example. This one, but it'll be the second movement. And before this, I didn't realize how difficult slow movements are, and I don't know why I've been doing it wrong for so long. I don't know if no one ever taught me, or if a teacher taught me when I was young, and I just completely forgot about it, and have since just been doing my own thing. So let me demonstrate how I was playing before, and I actually can't really replicate it properly, but the idea is this: I'm going to well, let me show you first. Okay, so it's not that the tone is uneven. It's not that I'm not even phrasing it properly. Again, it really wasn't that bad. The point is, I'm pedaling a lot of it, and I am not. I'm just glancing over the keys, and it makes it very hard to control the tone. So the bad phrasing and the shaping, it's a symptom. The real problem is my touch. My touch is wrong. If I fix the touch, I think everything else comes with it. So again, what I was doing is I'm using a lot of pedal, and I'm basically just I'm barely touching the keys, and that's wrong. Just because you can't control it, and the quality of the sound is not good. So what we did was to play this properly, and even when performing it, like I was just completely wrong. Do not ever pedal. Like there are a few things where you would pedal, but not to connect notes. It's to like give emphasis to the sound, like like a big chord. So we do that. Um, but okay, so the touch, I have written on my score from notes from my teacher I was writing. I have written slow, not loose, right? So it's not a loose touch. It's not this. It's not. This is very loose right here. This left right I'm doing. Yeah, this is very loose. Okay. Tight fingers. So I actually like to think of it as tension, although I know you're not supposed to. Like, it's not tension in the forearm. It's not tension. It's like literally all the force you're exerting. Like, just everything you're doing is in your fingertips. Every like ounce of every fiber of your being is in your fingertips, and you really. So you can see my hands are completely glued to the keyboard. I hit every note deeply. And it's a little hard right now because I'm talking, but I'll do it again and I'll say a few other things. Yeah, so I've written here tight fingers. Stick to the keys. So I worked on this for 2 weeks. I was practicing this for like, oh my god, just the first page, like maybe 40 minutes to an hour a day. It was all I was doing for 2 weeks. And the first week, I went back to my teacher, and I still couldn't get it right, and I knew it. And she stopped me immediately, and we worked on it again. Like that's all we did. And by the second week, I came back, and she listened to me play it all the way through, and she didn't stop me. And like we went over it after, but she said I sounded like a completely different person, and I was so happy to hear that. I could have cried, but so yeah, I worked really hard on this. It's like I said, it's been like 1, maybe even 2 months, but my touch is different. I might not be able to execute this as well, but let me try. And there's so much with the preparation. I'll talk about that later. Okay, I'll stop there. I didn't do that too well, but hopefully the difference in the sound comes through. That's what's important. A few other things I wanted to talk about. Um, we every single note takes so much focus. And like I prepare mentally and physically every single note I'm going to hit in my mind. So the first note, like again, your keys are stuck, your fingers are stuck to the keys, but I'm hitting the C with the edge of my fingers here to try to get a softer sound. I'm really using like just a fraction of my finger. So the first one is more. So everything is still tight in the fingers until this one. We oops. See, I messed up. So we release some tension there. So we can finally go up, and then again, tight. Up. And up. And then the C in the bass has to come out. It's like a cello. Oh, I got too loud. So this is a good one to talk about. But yeah, this is a long one to talk about. Yeah. So it has to be soft, and every single note has to be clear. Again, so there's so much intense focus on the notes. So I was talking about preparing, pressing the keys. So like I said, the C I'm using like the side of my index finger, my two. And for these little turns that are very fast, and we want it to still have a good sound. Let me show you. So like I was here. Okay, so like maybe if your F is taken with your 3 and your hand is just like over here, right? Your thumb is somewhere over there. So I can't do it wrong anymore. So like if my thumb is just here and then like I turn there, right? If I have to come from here to here, it's very likely to do that, right? I'll break the sound. I'm exaggerating, but that's the idea. So in preparation, your hand is already in this position. My thumb is already underneath my 3, so it's already ready to hit this note. So that just makes it much easier to get this even tone. And like I said, it's been a while since I practiced this, so I actually was playing it much better than I am now, but overall, the idea is, oh my god, it totally changed me. And again, it's another place where we have to prepare this note, because I was focusing so hard, and I got through the first page and a half, and I was like, oh, I'm doing pretty good, and so let's this part. Right, that note I would fuck up. That note I specifically wrote prepare. So what that means is for preparing. Yeah, so we get off this note, and you have to get this note right, but you immediately prepare this note. We are done there, and we immediately come here and get ready. I don't just I'm already here. And again, right here, my thumb is already ready in place. So this was one of the hardest things I've had to do in recent time, but I think it really paid off. And yeah, I have like prepare there. It's like all these notes I would be lazy about, but it's just every single note. I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I mean, my teacher and I did have a conversation about my touch, and I was like, why didn't I know this? Why didn't anyone say this to me? Did I just forget? And I still don't know the answer to that, for me in particular, but she did say that teachers don't like to teach slow movements, and they don't like to teach this kind of touch. Because, for one thing, like, you're teaching kids like 5 to 18-year-olds, right, before they go off to college. And the first thing is, it takes you have to have a good ear. The teacher has to listen very intently, and the student himself or herself has to have a good ear, because if the student can't hear the sound, then they're not going to get it right. The second thing is, she says you can spend a lot of time trying to teach this to a kid, and they'll never get it, right? So she says those are the reasons a lot of teachers don't like to teach students this. But she says the difference between a professional and amateur is the touch. It's this quality, this fine quality of sound that they can generate. And she says you'll notice that all professional pianists have this gorgeous touch, this gorgeous sound. And it comes from playing things like, slow movements like this, and also fast things, and fast, bright, clear things like Mozart. So I'm working on the bright, clean tone now to some degree, but that's all I wanted to cover for this video. All right, thanks guys.